You guys excited? Okay. Hi. So sorry. How was it? How was it getting through security? If you're thinking or about to go on a flight and you have young children, you have found the right video. I'm a solo mom of 2 sets of twins, ages 2 and 8. Soon I won't be able to even use my fingers for the oldest set, which is scary. This isn't our first flight. For every flight, I have been the only adult with all 4 children. Video will start with an unboxing fail. I really thought that I could unbox and set up a new camera an hour before leaving for a flight with 4 young children. Okay, so this is my Christmas gift to myself. The DJI OSMO Pocket 3 Creative Combo. I'm actually heading to the airport in an hour, so I'm just gonna get this thing charged up and let you know how it goes. Okay. I love that it comes with a cool case. I haven't watched any of these unboxing videos before, so I honestly do not know what to expect. This feels so nice. I bought a lot of cameras in the past. It opens up like a pencil case. Jeez, do I even have time to fidget with this right now? I gotta catch a flight. Okay, I don't even think I'm gonna fidget with this. I'm gonna just use my phone to vlog for now. And when I get to my destination, I will take my time and set this all up. I'm not saving the box. How you feel so nice? You guys excited? Okay. Okay, so there's no lineup. Hi. So sorry, how was it? How was it getting through security?
It was good, yeah.
It's like impossible to film when you go through that stuff. It's too chaotic, especially with 4 picnics on the loose.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll ever be able to capture going through security unless I have a cameraman with me. When I go through security with the kids, it is super stressful. You know, that's like one of the most stressful parts about heading to the airport and catching a flight is the security of having to like take off everything, go through the detectors. So let me give you guys a rundown because I was not able to film. You got to put your phone in the box, so I'm just gonna have to tell you. So, trauma. Okay, so we get there, they're rushing right away. They're rushing, like, come on, let's go, take your stuff out. You can put stuff in the bag, put stuff in the bag, put this. So calm down, So we get there, like this is, like I said, it's not our first flight. This is not my first flight with my 4 children. I can't even count by now. This might be your 8th, 9th. I don't know. I have to count. So we kind of know what to do at this point. But it's still stressful. No matter how many times you go through security, it's stressful. I had all the electronics in one bag. I believe I've caught 4 more flights after this video. So I'm kind of like trying to remember if I did it for this one. But we put all the electronics in the bin, take all the liquids out, put it in the bin. I had 4 water bottles that was filled with water. Even though my toddlers are 2 and it's usually for, I think, babies under 2, but I've never had a problem with bringing water on the flights for my 2-year-olds. But I bring for all 4 and they don't say nothing. They could assume, they ask who the other 2 is for. They can see I have 4 kids. I'm like, no, it's all for the babies, 2 each for the babies. So then the man looks at me, he knows that it's for my older kids, but he just allows me. So he'll look at me and give like and I give him like and then he's like, okay, yeah, for the babies, So we go through security, super stressful. I always get like bags that are pulled aside, and then I have to be like, yep, yes. They do an extra search, and it's like, yep. And as I'm going through security now, oh yes, the babies. If you have young children in a stroller, they have to come out the stroller. So if they're playing with their toys, they also have to remove the toys. So I remember the babies. So I'm not gonna name which one, but one of them was very upset that her Barbie was taken from her. She threw herself down. So I have it's just chaos going through security. I have all my stuff all over the place, like on the belt, like all these bins on the belt of all of our devices, the iPads, phones, my passport, my important information, all out of my reach, going through the belt as the babies. Well, one of them is on the ground, the other one is running away. It's just chaos. I can never film during security. Is that a spider? I can never film during security because I don't have my phone. Everything's in the bin, I will need someone from either who before going through security or after security to capture everything because one of my toddlers is having a tantrum. The other one's taking off. my older kids are just like, it's so confusing because when so many people are yelling and you get disoriented. So yeah, security is always super stressful. I wish I had something good to say. All I can say is don't let them rush you. You can only go as fast as you can. So just take your time, because when you start going fast, that's when stuff gets even more complicated. So even though they might be like, come on, let's go put this stuff in, put this. And what annoys me the most is when I'm doing something, you tell me to do. Like, if I'm putting the electronics in the bin, don't tell me to put the electronics in the bin. Like, let me just do it. Like, I'll be putting the stuff in the bin, put this stuff in the bin. Taking off the sweater, take your sweater off. Like, huh? But yeah, so the children, the toddlers, they have to come out the stroller. The stroller gets checked from top to bottom. So just if it's full of snacks, make sure you give it a good clean before you go to the airport. Everything has to come out. Luckily, my children, well, the youngest ones are 2, so they're able to walk. But if they weren't able to walk and I have to take them out and I was the only adult, then that would be crazy. So the airlines don't even allow one adult to fly with 2 under 2. So I guess that's could be one of the reasons why. But security, Do you guys see our flight? But look for Cancun. I see. Oh, look! It looks like it got deleted, but that's not clear. Oh, so right here, B20. Okay. So it's got 2:15. So we still have like almost 2 hours. We still got almost 2 hours. It's delayed, but it's okay. Hopefully no more delays. 1:55, so not that bad. Only 20 minutes delay. So how are we traveling? Well, 3 check luggage. I should have shown this part. 3 check luggage, 5 personal bags, and no carry-ons because it's just too much trying to navigate the airport with strollers, babies, personal bags, carry-ons. So I'd rather just check the luggage, pay for that, and have some peace. Peace walking through this airport. Okay, so we're gonna walk the halls. Grandma packed us some chicken. So we're gonna yum the chicken. That's better than buying food, right? The one last meal from grandma before we go, right? We're gonna eat. And oh my gosh, you guys slow down. So you guys excited to go back to Mexico?
Yeah.
How excited? A little bit or a lot?
A lot.
What do you guys want to do when you get back?
I don't know.
It's almost 2025.
I know.
And guess what's happening in 2025?
What?
Miss Chansuela's coming. She's gonna come to teach you guys Spanish. Are you guys excited for Miss Chansuela?
Yes.
She's gonna come. I heard she's really strict. So we found our gate to, we gotta just make sure it exists. And now we walk somewhere else until it's closer to our time. Walk, I said walking feet.
Yeah.
Walking feet, babies. Walk. See?
I just like purposely.
She did that on her own. All throughout the airport, my toddlers were running around. Even so, my older children one of them was running around. But I think it's important for them to burn off that energy before you go on the flight. Like, let them run around. Just let them. It's the airport. Anything goes. So they're running around, and I'm like, okay, like they need to burn off their energy anyways. They're gonna be sitting on a flight for over 4 hours, so they could go run around as long as I could see them and they're safe and they're not running into people. Or the Toronto airport, they didn't have any cars that go through the airport, but our last few travels did. The airports we went, one of them in particular kept having like these big vehicles that go, so that was kind of scary having the babies on the loose. And then I'm trying to like tell them come, and they don't want to come. So we'll get to that date. I'm gonna do a video for all the airport days, don't worry, because it's super stressful and different airports have different challenges, so this was leaving the Toronto airport to go to Cancun. And it wasn't actually too bad. This one wasn't too bad. It was one of a more, I wouldn't say easy because it's not easy, but I'll just say it wasn't too bad. Bye-bye. Slow down. Eli. Eli, come on. That's right. Come off the dirty floor. Yuck, germs. Yucky. You guys ready to have a picnic?
Yes.
At the airport? Picnic, 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 picnic. Picnic, picnic, picnic.
Do you know who Shinsuela is?
Miss Shinsuela. She doesn't like
Yeah.
when people call her Shinsuela.
You know who Miss Shinsuela is? Teacher?
Are you excited to see her?
Yeah.
She's gonna get you guys speaking Spanish like quick. You know, she does a lot of fun activities. She doesn't only just teach, she'll like bring you guys on like field trips and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
But she's really strict sometimes, so if you're silly, I don't know what's gonna happen. And she's gonna help the babies. She's gonna do a little bit tutoring with the babies too, but mostly you two after school since you guys finish school so early. Excited? You ready for Miss Shinsuela, Wabi?
Yeah.
Miss Shinsuela doesn't like when babies have susus.
Yeah. She wants them to learn.
They have to learn no susu. Yeah, take it. Mmm. It's good?
I think this one first.
Okay.
This is it. So good.
Yeah. Oh. You guys like it?
I love it.
Chicken piñam. It's literally falling off the bone. Getting some Tim Hortons. Alright, so we went to the Tim Hortons. Got some Timbits. I was gonna get a hot chocolate, but I don't know if I'll finish it on time, and I'm not trying to navigate an open hot chocolate stroller, bags, babies, kids. We got Timbits. Open it up. Open it up. Cheers. Cheers. Yeah. Good manners, Bessie.
Okay. This is Miley.
Yeah, come.
It's just gonna take off.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Bobby. So if there is 20 Timbits and there is 5 of us, how many Timbits should each person get so we all have the same amount?
5. No, 4.
No.
4.
Yes. C. How do you say 4 in Spanish? Make sure, because Mission Suarez doesn't want to hear 4.
This is my son. This is my son.
Okay. You guys excited? How excited? So they're putting in the luggage. So right is looking to see if we're gonna see ours. Gentle hands. Be nice. Be nice. Gentle hands.
I hope they don't do that with Miss Shinsuela.
Oh, Miss Shinsuela. If Miss Shinsuela sees that, she might put them in the choky. Hey. Okay, so they're making announcements over there. It's so hard to understand what they're saying. It just sounds like blah, 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 blah. But I know it's something about boarding. But I don't think it's us yet. People who have like a level up ticket. And Another piece of advice I can give you is just give yourself enough time. Do not go to the airport with young children thinking you're gonna fly through in like an hour and a half. Give yourself at least 2.5 hours. I've done it with an hour and a half and it was super stressful, but I say 2.5 hours, 2.5 to 3. 3, they say 3, but I feel like 3 is like excessive. You don't want to be there too long when you have young children, but you don't want to be there too short either. I think 2.5 hours is a good, or you could aim for 3, and you know how it is with kids, you're going to be late anyways, and then you'll have 2.5 hours. So aim for 3, give yourself time to be late, and then no less than 2.5 hours, okay? No less than that. I've done it with an hour and a half. It was too stressful, so 2.5, so the kids have time to run around, and so it's not as chaotic as being like, let's go. Another thing is when you go early and you give yourself enough time, you have time for the children to use the washroom. You have babies, you have time to change their diapers. If you have toddlers and they're being potty trained or they're fully toilet trained, still put on that diaper. If you have kids 3 and under, put on the pull-up, not diaper, pull-up. Just do yourself a favor because like things just happen. It's so chaotic. The last thing you want to do is a child like peeing up their pants or shitting themselves. Like just put on the pull-up. It's just an extra sense of security for high stress environments as traveling and going through the airport. So that's my one piece of advice is for that one day, just put the pull-up on and do yourself a favor. If you're able to bring the child to the washroom and still get them to use the washroom, that's great. But you don't want to be in a situation where you brought the child to the washroom, they couldn't use it, and now you're boarding the plane. Literally as you're going on, you're dealing with accidents, and then at least still have the pull-up, you know? So the pull-up is important. And for older children, just try to get them to use the washroom like literally like right before it's time to board. Not right before. There was another situation where, was that that day? No, I'm trying to remember. Was this that day? Or was it in Mexico? I think it was leaving to go to Toronto. There was when we were gonna board. Yes, it was when we left Cancun to go to Toronto. I'll give you guys a quick story time. We were early. Everything was early. The kids used the washroom, and then when we went to the gate, they said that we were the last ones to board. I'm like, what? They're like, oh, we kept calling everyone that the boarding is happening early. I'm like, well, I was in the like, I didn't hear anything. And then the washroom routine with all 4 literally took like 15, 20 minutes because it was such a long lineup and it was so packed, and having to take off all the clothes take off their pants and shoes and put on the pull-up, like it just took time. So I'm like, what? Like, but I still don't feel like there was enough time for them to board a whole plane. So the lady was giving me a hard time, saying, yeah, you guys are the last one to board. It was all a lie. It was all a lie because when we got on the plane was like half empty. And we sat there on the plane for over an hour after she told me I was the last one to board, and my new boarding didn't start for an hour. So the plane left when it was supposed to leave. And I don't know if she just had a bad day, but when I was in the washroom with the kids and we went to board, I was told I was the last one, and I wasn't because the plane was half empty. And we sat there for an hour as people took their time to come on the plane. And the flight attendants were, like, when I was like, oh, like I was told I was the last one, they did apologize because they knew that was not the truth. I think they were trying to pull a fast one of trying to get people to just come sooner. But don't tell people they're the last ones and make them feel bad, and then they get on the plane and is the plane going empty? Where the people at? You know, but that was a time before. So all I can say is try to make sure that children use the washroom and listen up for the announcements, you know? And if anyone tries to like play with you and take you for fool, for idiot, it's on them. They're just projecting, it's on them. You just keep it cool, and you know you're gonna get to your destination safe and sound. That's all that matters. So the stroller is gonna be there. I'm hoping it's right where it's supposed to be when I get off the plane. Okay. So we're about to get on. Sarai is holding the baby's hands. Me and Eli. Eli, please don't make the bag drag all over. And this is how I do it, you guys. I'm very grateful to have an age gap between the sets to make this possible, because if all 4 of them were like 2, Alright, so we on the plane. You guys excited? No. No?
Why did it tell me what's inside?
It's okay because it got squeezed in the box. Just pass me the whole box.
I'll pass it.
Thank you. You guys, after not needing it for a little while, you like put your foot down. Now we gotta turn our Spanish back on, right? You don't want to? You don't want me? I'm telling Miss Chantrella.
I do want to learn Spanish. It's just
Not learning? I know, everyone needs a break, you know? But Miss Chancella's not coming this week, it'll be next week, so you're still gonna have a week. Yeah.
okay.
Now when we get on the plane, when you get on the plane and you have children, never had one child, so I don't really know, maybe one child on a plane and just you and that child is different. I just know that whether it's 2 children or 4 children, the age doesn't matter. Because the older ones could be acting more rambunctious than the little ones, you know. But the entire plane ride was not peaceful. This was one of the better plane rides because, like I said, it's not our first one. So I kind of had, you know, I kind of like knew, okay, I'll bring this and I'll do this. And we're getting more comfortable being on the plane now that it's become one of our, I guess, main modes of transportation. It wasn't peaceful the entire time. There was some times where one of the toddlers did not want to stay seated in her seat when the seatbelt sign was on, and this plane had a lot of turbulence, so it was on almost the entire flight. And yes, the lollipop definitely did help. That was something I learned from my mom on, was it a couple flights before. She asked, oh, like, would you like a lollipop? And that worked. I had snacks, but I never packed candy because I thought, oh, candy on the plane is just going to be more hyper. No. That mom, she was a savior. She said she wasn't with her children, but she said, like, you know, she'd been there, and I was open to the advice. I made sure to pack lollipops this time because lollipops just does something. You could pack other, like, snacks. It's not the same as giving that child a lollipop. So pack the lollipop. If you have a toddler baby and they're a little fussy on the plane and they start crying, I know you don't want to be like that one to bring a crying baby on the plane. I know you don't want to be that mom, and that's probably why you came to this video, to see like what can you do. No matter what you do, if your child is going to be fussy, they're going to be fussy. If they're going to cry, they're going to cry. And you could try your hardest to calm them down, but I know you feel you're going to feel the hot pressure of you being judged and everyone's looking at you. And I just have to, and I feel it. No matter, like, I feel it. You know, I'm like, when my children start acting up, I'm like, oh my God, I'm that mom, I'm that mom. But I try to just remind myself, I'm not going to see any of these people again, you know? And I'm doing the best that I can to keep my children, like, calm and, you know, respectful. So, well, a toddler, they're babies, but I mean, like, for the older kids too, you know? So I'm doing my best. And if people do not want to hear a crying baby or toddler or child on the plane, they need to book a private jet because you're on public transportation, you know? Like, I try my best to ensure a comfortable flight for everyone, but there's only so much that we could do as a mom, as parents, to ensure that everything goes like how we would ideally like it to go. So don't beat yourself up. Don't be too stressed, you know? This was the first flight that my children actually played with an iPad. You know, so I've been going on all these flights with no iPad. And this was the first time that they actually played with the iPad. And that had its own challenges because it was only one iPad for all 4 of them. So that came with its own challenges. The babies do have like an Amazon Fire tablet, but they don't really like it that much. So, and maybe because they never played with it before, but when I would try to introduce it to them on a plane, they just were not interested, so I didn't bother. But I think maybe if they play with it a little bit at home. But once they look at their tablet, then they see like the iPad, and then they want the iPad. If your child starts acting up on a plane, I know you're gonna feel overwhelmed, but just try to keep your cool, pack the patience, and just know you ain't gonna see any of these people again. And when you get to your destination, you definitely ain't gonna see them there either. So forget about them. Just keep it cool, breathe in, breathe out, and just count down the time. Okay, and believe it or not, like, it's not just challenging with toddlers. If you have older children, multiple older children, like, they don't have to be twins. They could be just close in age, but they're older. Don't underestimate the way that they could behave on a plane. That's all I'm gonna say is don't underestimate. Still try to bring things that you think will make it an easier ride. Make sure every child has their own belongings, that they don't need to be sharing no pencil, no nothing, because you don't want any kind of disagreement. I book my children's seats separately to avoid any disagreement so they're not right next to each other. And still things happen, you know? So don't underestimate the way these children could behave, even if they're not toddlers. I don't want to scare y'all, but I just want y'all to be prepared so you guys could pack and plan accordingly and have talks with your children. Because I've talked and I thought I was planning accordingly, and kids gonna do what kids gonna do, and I'm trying to really curb that. So moving. Candy? So you see the airplane? We're about to take off. Excited? It's a cool airplane. It's gonna go so fast. I think we're about to go. It's been a while. No, we're not going yet? You're right. Okay. That's right. You go. Here, hold this for me. Edgy, can you hold this for me for a second? We're taking off. It's funny? You guys excited to go home?
Yes.
You gonna see all your friends?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you amigas?
Yes.
We're flying. Look at the babies. Look at, oh wow. Yeah. Look, Sarai sees our suitcase. So we made it. As soon as they said buckle up because we're descending, Eli said he has to use the washroom. But the seatbelt sign was on, so that was like the worst time. So we're gonna make the first stop to a washroom, and then hopefully I can get these babies in a stroller to go through immigration. Okay, so we're now at the Cancun airport at immigration. There's a long line there. Come this way, Ezra. Ezra, this way. So we were in that long lineup. And what happened when we were in that line, right? What happened when, no. Well, a lady came, there were so many people there in front of me and behind me, and she came directly to me and said, come over here. So at first I was like, well, I don't know if this is good or bad, but all right. And then it was good. It was a new line she was forming, and then I was the first one. From being at the back of the line, she grabbed me, and people followed behind, but like, that's a sign. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay, the thing is finally moving. So Ezra turned on her Spanish. In Toronto, when she wanted something, she says, that's mine. As soon as we get to Mexico, she said, that's mío. That's mío. So we've been waiting over half an hour now for our luggage. And I don't know when it's coming. Everyone's here waiting. So our suitcase is one of the first ones to come, but it's like they mash it up. This is like jammed. I'm not gonna play around with it too much, but hopefully at home I can fix it. What's Ezra doing over there?
Push this.
Yeah,
stuff.
this one's fine.
It's too pushed in.
Yeah, this one is like it got mashed, like pushing.
Like, how do you just do this? Like, how do you do that?
The purple one. So this stroller, I guess, is just for the personal bags because these babies always on the loose.
Oh, there she is.
Strong Eli. These babies have all the antibodies. Bare people waiting for their luggage here. Okay, quickly, do quickly. Look, you guys. Hey. Welcome to Mexico. Viva Mexico. So we made it back home. The house is literally just like how we left it. We left ACs on just in case because I did not want no mold. I'm traumatized from the last time we went to Toronto, came back, the whole house was flooded in like 2 feet deep of water and there was everything covered in mold. So I didn't even care about that. I left 2 ACs running and the house is literally perfect. The TV was on too. I was not planning to leave the TV on. I don't know how that happened. If when we turned it off, it like turned on again, but it's okay. And yeah, so that's the end of the vlog. We made it back to Mexico. We in here, Playa del Carmen. All right, so I'm gonna end it here. Thank you so much for watching. If you're watching this because you have a flight coming up with kids and you're a little anxious, or not a little, very anxious, because I was very anxious, like months and months leading up to my first flight. And it's not gonna be as bad, or actually my first flight was worse than I thought. I know that's not encouraging, but I'm gonna be sharing my first flight with all 4. And yes, it was a difficult time, but I did it. And I did it again and again and again. So it couldn't have been that bad if I keep doing it, right? And I'm very blessed to be able to catch flights with all 4 of my kids, just me with all 4. I'm very blessed and thankful that I'm able to do that as we relocated to Mexico. So now we just be flying all over the place now, you know? Thank you so much for watching. If you want to see some of my other airport videos, especially the beginning ones, like my first times, my second, my third, fourth, all those times, just be sure to hit the subscribe button because I'm going to be sharing all the story times with clips of the airport. Some videos have more clips than others depending on how chaotic it was, but thank you so much for watching.